rail track, time on that track to move their goods. It's another important example of increased productivity, making room for the private sector to come in and invest. So let me...
You
know, those things sounds good, right? Like when you hear things like that, apart from the fact that they are just word salads, right? They sound good. Like, didn't they? That's the most you can get from it. Sounding good. But everything he just said there is a lie. Everything. I'm serious. And it's such a shame that they have a country where majority of their citizens, who are actually direct victims of all this nonsense, have no patience of scrutinizing what they are saying. They are so lucky. Everything he said. He said they need $100 billion investments yearly. Since Tinubu came into power, apart from the bogus announcement of $14 billion investment from India. Remember that time he went to India? And then another pledged $40-something billion investment from the United Nations. All lies. Tinubu has only been able to directly attracted $30 million under 2 years. But what this guy is calling investors in his nonsense interview there, they are the kind of partnership they are making. And what is that partnership? Not partnership of building 100,000 megawatts of electricity to improve electricity, so that you can indeed say you are looking forward to having an economy that is going to be growing, an economy with a 7% growth GDP. There's nothing to grow in Nigeria by these criminals. No real investments in your power sector. None. But their investors are mostly people who bring in soft funds, government bonds. It's been borrowing after borrowing. Tinubu has borrowed over $60 billion in 2 years. Over $60 billion. Where is the money? Locally and internationally. When he said that the budget of Tinubu will be funded locally through local, borrowing, he's referring to the minting machine, the Central Bank of Nigeria, where they are printing money, like they are printing posters for campaign. Right now, there is no real investment. But when you see the loans they have taken through bond, soft loan, long-term loans, with ridiculous interest and conditions, most of it that contributed to the floating of naira, the valuation of Nigerian naira, an increase in the hyperinflation you are suffering right now. There is nothing going on electricity, which is the main driver of an economy that is comatose like yours. Could have been the main driver for the economy like yours. No electricity, national grid collapsing, epileptic like what we call the warapa. Then he had these state governors to an iftar, the break of fast, or the breaking of fast, Ramadan last night. Here was Fubara walking into the meeting.
Everybody and other people know
And just yesterday, it was announced that the NNPC said they do not have crude oil for the local refiners anymore. So everybody should go and sort for their own crude oil, including Dangote. Dangote has no 650,000 megawatt. I'm sorry, 650,000 barrel a day refinery. This is another lie that somehow it's being repeated severally. Dangote refinery's capacity, when it is completed, is 650,000 barrel of crude oil daily when it is completed. Presently, Dangote's refinery is just about a 45 to 47% completed. It's operating at the half capacity right now, where Dangote's refinery is currently producing just 280,000 barrels of crude oil every day. And this crude oil is not, 90% of it is not from Nigeria, from the United States of America. Remember when Nigeria used to export a crude oil to the US? Now Nigeria imports crude oil from the US due to the corruption of this NNPC. So NNPC said they have no crude oil to give anymore. Most of their crude oil has been used for, they sold them for the future, for the money they took, and now they are just using their future oil prospect to settle this debt. When they felt like that didn't sound great, right? Let's go tell everybody again and say, no. What we meant was that a contract we signed with the local refiners under Bukwari, it is going to expire at the end of this month, and we have to sign another one. The truth of the matter is this: Dangote has been importing his crude oil from the United States of America for months now. It's been like that before the whole drama of last year. And today, that is the main source of Dangote. Imagine America is so close to Lagos than Bayelsa or Port Harcourt, Rivers, to Lagos, where Dangote refinery is. So when he met with the governors, Ulaba had this to say.
Chair of Nigerian Governors Forum, the entire community here present. It is a great joy, giving thanks to God Almighty that we are here again this year. Share the breaking of bread and little that we have together. I thank all of you for responding to the invitation. Not that we don't have enough responsibility, enough to share. I watch the news regularly. I could see what is happening, observe what is happening in Kano, what is happening in Abia, what is happening. And I try to find time to glance through the newspapers. I'll just say in Abia that I read that is still in his private residence. And the austerity is not as bad. I know you are there to fulfill a promise, and you're my very good friend, a Lagos boy too. So I hope you enjoyed the evening. I've heard you mentioning the situation around the country. Usually, this is Ramadan period when prices and speculators dwell on commodities and food prices will go up. But we thank God that things are getting calmer, better. And it means we work collectively hard to turn around. Those who are in the cabinet with me, remember one thing I said for the first Federal Executive Council, that here we are with an attempt to fetch water from a dry well. We are working hard to make sure that you have water to drink. We make sure that we can only spend the money but not the people. And you at the subnational level too, you are doing all you can to spend the money and not the people. I thank all of you as governors. The history will just be there for you to rehearse and remember. Look upon yourself as a great navigator that will bring this country back to its promising self. It's a great nation. Standing before you is a great honor as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Nuisance lele.
I mean, there's something right about Tinubu. I don't know if you have noticed that, okay? But I have. Tinubu loves to remind himself that he is the president of Nigeria. You get that now? Like, you know, something you did not qualify for to start with. But somehow you schemed and you have been able to corner it for yourself. Like those who wanted it and yourself, you've seen all of them as you are all the same. We wanted the same thing. You are not better than me. And look at me today. I am actually president. Oh. Hey? This country, it can only be this kind of a country. Can you believe it? Eh? I was a governor. Yeah, there were people who tried to expose me, but the Nigeria system protected me. I'm supposed to be in jail. People should have forgotten about me long time ago. But Lomo, look at me. Hey, I am the president. So every time he speaks, he always loves to remind himself, say, as you know, even me here is a privilege that I am a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Instead of to say, you know, I am the president today. But he always wants to know, I'm not the Nigeria President Association, no. Nigeria SUG president, oh. President in Nigeria, me, drug dealer, drug baron, certificate forger. Person who graduated from school before the school even gets built at all is graduated. Other drug dealers, my colleagues, they went to jail in America. But my luck was so good that I was in Nigeria at the time that all I had to do is just to forfeit $460,000, and that's it. I am the hey Oloma. Hey, Nigeria, he can only be in this kind of a country, so he loves to remind himself. And everything is getting better as well. Where's that my plan? No. No. As a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, thank you. That's the way I see it, though, right? Anyway, everything is getting better. You know, this is austerity time. You know, but anyway, that's a call. My time is up, and I am not done yet. And I know that at the moment I move extra time above our call time, definitely I'm going to have to give that extra time to those of us who are going to call in. I want to finish this before we take calls, and if there will be no time, well, so be it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nigerian House of Representatives, they have now commanded or ordered the NCC, Nigeria Communication Commission, to henceforth block all the porn sites operating in Nigeria because, especially in this month of Ramadan, they have a stat that shows that more Nigerians are watching porn these days than they should be praying for Nigeria. And here is the directive.
Block internet websites hosting pornographic contents and sanction defaulting internet service providers, standing in the name of Honorable Alatu Shehu Tafoki. Honorable Tafoki is invited to move the motion.
Mr. Speaker, very distinguished colleagues, I remain Honorable Engineer Shehu Alatu Tafoki, representing Paskari, Kankara Sabwa Federal Constituency. I'm from Katsina State. I rise to move a motion for the need to block internet website hosting pornographic content and sanction defaulting internet service providers. The House notes that cyber pornography is fast becoming a global problem and no concrete steps have been taken to curb the phenomenon of cyber pornography in Nigeria. Aware that Nigeria is a highly religious country and all the major religions in the country have forbidden nudity and obscenity in any form. Also note that countries across Asia, Africa, and the Middle East have enacted legislation that ban pornography in their domains. Aware that renowned psychologists and sociologists around the world have issued stern warning on this psychological, sociological, and mental consequences of viewing pornography contents. Concerned deeply that some of the immediate effects of viewing pornography contents include A, causing deception in marriage and which may later on affect family life. B, promoting adultery, prostitution, and many oral expectations that can result in dangerous, promiscuous behavior. C, leading to addiction, escalation, desensitization, and the acting out sexually by one person. D, change of attitude toward oneself and his family. Resolve 2. 1. Urge the Nigerian Communication Commission, NCC, to direct the internet service providers operating in the country to take immediate steps to block all websites that host obscene and pornographic content. 2. Also urge the Nigerian Communication Commission to apply the full rigors of the Nigerian Communication Act and National Information Technology Development Act needed against the defaulting internet service providers. And finally, mandate the Committee of Communication and Legislative Compliance to ensure implementation and report within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Honorable Dr. Gali.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Dr. Gali Mustafa Tijani. I represent Alabasu Gajing Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as moved by my colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay.
Amendments. Amendment, Mr. Speaker.
I will put the question again. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Communication and Information for further legislative action. The 8th
because Wala Mashele last in it. There is actually a song, a very popular song in Nigeria called Josopi. Josopi, Josopi. That is a sopi, which is, to wank. So I don't think majority of Nigerians will agree with that something should be done about their porn sites. But porn is dangerous too, okay? Addiction to everything is dangerous, by the way. So on the side, the National Assembly of Nigeria, House of Representatives, takes it upon themselves to try and save this generation. What if this generation doesn't want to be saved? What if they don't want to be saved? I'm just asking for the people. Because there was this incident that happened in Benin, We are talking about hardship. Since Tinubu promised minimum wage, they haven't paid shishi. 70,000 minimum wage. They haven't paid any shishi up to this date. People are complaining, people are suffering, there is no money, there is this, you know that, in that contraption as part of their daily struggle. So the same Nigeria, in that same space, where minimum wage is still 30,000 naira. Do you know that? That your minimum wage is still 30,000 naira. It is not 70,000, it is not 80,000. These are just promissory notes given to workers in that contraption. Your minimum wage is still 30,000 naira today. Do you know that? So imagine somebody who collected their own salary only for them to go and carry Olosho, 40,000 naira. Or it is only in that Nigeria that you get to see people paying for sex installmentally. You won't believe it. It won't really have mattered if this one didn't happen. Watch this from Benin.
Well, thank you for standing. Waiting. Thank you very much.
What happened, boss?
I started with this big.
We shall stand with that.
Long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yes, when we preach together.
No, preach together.
Yes.
We pastor.
Preach.
So
With a knock.
Together.
Yes.
No, knock together.
We knock, bros.
Okay.
You understand?
You don't pay her.
For side there,
You don't pay her. Now
that
question.
very day where the thing happened.
You don't pay her when you knock her finish. Now small question.
No, bro.
You don't pay her.
No, bro.
How much be the money? What of us? How much be the money when you take knock her when you don't pay her?
I don't pay half of the money.
Why you pay na crayfish?
I'm
For
sorry.
this way you talk to
Eh,
it will last.
amen.
Even last. That's what
Amen.
you even expect.
Amen. No be crayfish. Now you not get you pay half.
Again, at the matter.
How much be
How
the
much
money?
be the money?
The
How
money
much be the money?
How much
when
be
you
total
suppose
money
give her,
before?
total money we take,
Before,
you suppose
before.
give her
now 40,000, bro.
40,000 naira.
How much
for
you
one
got?
day, Abi?
For one day.
How much you
From
pay her?
around 5.
From around 5.
4.
For
To the next
till the
day.
next day.
Around 12.
No, not your fault. Now, what's not agreement?
no, agreement. Agreement.
No, no concern you now. How much you can give her?
I gave her 27,000.
27,000. Come with how much?
Not ratio.
Come with how much?
17
You want me to harass you? They go like they see.
17
Bros,
plus
now
8.
Tell me how much?
13,000. I
I
didn't
lie
mention,
you.
man.
17 plus 8.
So don't stop lying now.
70 plus
17 plus 8 now how much? Minus 40. Thank you.
how much you say you remember for your money?
15,000.
How much if I give you?
He gave me, if I gave me 17.
70,000.
One day because I seized the phone.
Okay.
When you see when the thing for they pay me, so he brought 17. Another they come use for another person number, take call me.
Yes.
He can't bring another 8,000.
8,000.
Now I can't take hand over the phone.
Give her.
You see that this phone, you take the work.
Yes.
So since the phone dey in my hand,
You know,
you not
people-
feel that take also take
Hustle.
get money.
Take get
That's
money.
all you take.
Can you don't give 17 and 8,000?
And
And
8,000.
two different days take
Two
you the
different
money.
days. When I take
Now how
give
much
her
can
that
be the
phone,
balance with the man?
immediately I just give her that phone and I take now I not take see am.
Not
It's
see am.
am for a month. Today when you go, you bring her go for me.
How much can remain now?
Remain 15.
How much do you have for here?
How much do with you to give her now, boss?
Chairman, I'm not got any money for
Okay,
you.
wait, boss. Wait. Nobody they throw away money. They get me so you want carry get 40,000, supposed get money. They get this thing so this thing so now wetin be say you go call make people wey dey sleep come out come dey say wetin dey happen. How you carry girl? You be boy na be boy. You carry girl, you knack the girl finish. You no get money to pay her. Now so you want to live the life. Now so you want to live. No make sense na boss. Like say you pay half. You get me so boss. How you go pay half? You fit class say you pay half. You want to pay her instrumentally.
They pay instrumentally.
Answer me now. You want? You just say if you not careful, you want to pay her instrumentally.
They pay that for
Okay, then I
free.
say okay. After you not careful, you pay her. After you not careful, you bought the stress out with her money. You know, make sense that if she call you now, you can't call her bad person. But even the way they do like, you can't be like you. The way they be like that, you will be right. It don't make sense.
And here we the charge just say you don't do that money.
And here we just know the whole money. You go be say I suppose to do that. How much be the money? 15K. If they can't help you pay 15K for what you are not fuck, it makes sense.
Another day.
It makes sense. Another day, it makes sense.
No, I'm not doing another day, Chairman.
You still do, boss. That carry guy, you know I go pocket the deal. You go carry guy 40,000. They can't get 40,000. You give her 17,000. They give her 8,000. You know, make sense now. You be boy now. Don't be crayfish. Those more that for you to feel pay that 17,000, 8,000. Meaning say it's not clear for anywhere. Who food self not deny, but they pay money.
So my question once again is, What if these people don't want to be saved? For somebody to go and pay in this economy, you go, they promise 40,000 naira. 40,000 naira for Opue. Turn yourself to Nicodemus from 4 p.m. till daybreak. Young man. Somebody was asking me, how is a porn dangerous? I said, addiction to everything is dangerous. I'm not saying it's totally dangerous.